Hello, good evening to you. How are you doing, SPTV? It's really, really nice to be here with you. Whatever you're doing today, however today's about, we're going to talk about the energy and how it has been affecting people today, because I don't know about you, it has been wild the last couple of days. So we're going to get into it. I've got a really, really, really special guest I'm absolutely delighted to introduce you to. As ever, if you're here live watching, please do put some comments in the chat. We're going to take some questions today. We are going to take all of your questions you've got. I'm sure when I introduce my guest, when she starts talking and tells you what her specialism is in, then it's going to induce a lot of comments and conversation. So please do put your comments in. And if you see any of your friends here in the chat or joining, say hello to them. And I'm going to put a challenge to you. I'm going to do some readings this evening, and I'm going to try and get through as many readings as I can. I'm going to try in this very, very special super moon, harvest moon, as we're going into the veil being very thin, as we're getting towards Halloween, Samhain, however you describe it. I'm going to try and get through as many as possible. So please do put your comments in the chat. Tag your friends, get them to come and join us, because this is our virtual space, our virtual circle that we have on a Tuesday. So please do say hello, say where you're from, and how you're doing and what's going on with you. Before we get going, I'm going to light a candle for us because, as I said, the energy is very, very special, and it's very beautiful energy. So we're going to treat this a bit like we're in circle, that we're in sacred space together, sitting together. So I'm going to light our candle. Brilliant. I'm going to light our candle and then just open that energy for us. So this is a lovely candle for you, for us all sat virtually together in our little circle. So hello to everyone who's joining, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on catch up. This all works. The energy works. The readings, the things that you're going to hear are going to land with you at the perfectly just the right time. So I'm going to introduce our very special guest. This is her first time on SBTV. And I'm absolutely delighted to welcome the lovely Lisa James from Raw to Pure, who's an amazing happiness mentor and working in the consulting space and lovely holistic medicine. So come on in, Lisa. It's lovely to have you with us.
Oh, thank you, Ashley. Thanks for inviting me. It's an honour to be here in this lovely space. Thank you.
Oh, it's really lovely. So this is the first time on SBTV, so please do show Lisa some love and say hello and welcome her on board, because she's got some real gems and a really beautiful and inspiring story to share with us. And I accosted you, Lisa, didn't I, at a psychic fair at the weekend?
You did slightly, yeah.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit because it's in the spirit of this kind of full moon in Aries, which is to give you confidence. It's, if you imagine that amazing cardinal Aries energy giving you a kick up the rear end, that really good friend that you've got that says, you can do that, you can do that. That's absolutely the energy that we're in. So hello to people that are joining. Hello to Saraba, who's watching on YouTube. Hello, welcome, and thanks for coming along and joining us. It's really, really good to have you with us. And Sarah, you've got some people joining you from your side of the house, from your Facebook page, your fans and followers. And hello to Tanya, who's on Facebook. Lots of blessings to you, Tanya. Thank you for that. Lovely to have you with us. And we've got the lovely Michael on YouTube. Hello, thank you from Ireland. Really lovely to have you with us, Michael. Thanks for joining us this evening. And hello to Rachel, who's on Facebook. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. I hope you'll find this evening interesting and you'll be able to get a lot from it. Hi, Chrissy. How are you doing on YouTube? Really, really good to have you with us this evening. I hope you're doing all right. And to Laura. Hello, Laura. Oh, goodness. What's in your profile picture, Laura? You look like you're giving food to a small animal. It does look like a squirrel. That's right. It looks like a squirrel. Amazing. Halloween is a super busy night for Medium. Do you know what it is? And I'm going to talk about that. Halloween is busy. Samhain is busy. But we just kind of like, yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation. Hello to Krish. Hello, my lovely. How are you doing? Oh, lovely. Really nice to have you with us. And to lovely Gemma on Facebook. Hello. And Samantha on Facebook from Southampton. Amazing, representing the South Coast. Down the road. We joke we're all on the south coast. I love that. And the beautiful Jessica Wynn on YouTube. Hello, thank you, Jessica. It's really lovely to have you with us. Oh, hello, Tina. Tina Codling.
Oh.
Elvis, that's really beautiful. Thank you. Oh, it's a nice welcome. Nice welcome for you, Lisa. And Paula's saying hello to you, Lisa. She's saying hello. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
And Jan, how you
Hi,
doing,
Jan?
Jan? Oh, you know Jan as well from Weymouth. Really nice to have you with us, Jan. Amazing. And the lovely Jackie on Facebook. I take it those cross fingers mean that you're hoping for a reading. We will see how we go. I pick who I'm drawn to. Oh, Tina, it's really good to have you. Now I'm a massive fan. Now definitely Pegasus crystals. I've already bookmarked that I'm getting Pegasus crystals on this show because like the work that she does is incredible with that crystal vibration. So yeah, definitely. And to lovely Laura Grant on Facebook. Hello to you, Laura. Thank you for coming. Judith Somerville on Facebook. Hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Good evening to you.
Oh, hi, Chrissy.
Oh, it's a lovely welcome. Really nice welcome. And who else have we got? Nicola Cummins, who is on Facebook. Hello, lovely Nicole. Really lovely to have you with us on Facebook, joining us this evening. And Sheila Mangan, I think you win the prize for the furthest travelled from Malawi. Wow, it's amazing how far the reach of this channel actually goes. I'm absolutely astounded every time. And beautiful Paula on Facebook with the winning profile picture for today. And that's Jan saying hello to you, Lisa.
Hi, Jan.
And finally, but do keep saying hello, Shaniza, saying hello to us on Facebook. Really lovely to have you with us. Right, we will keep going. Please do keep putting your comments in the chat. Welcome, everybody. And if you're just joining us, please do come and say hello, and we will hopefully catch you and say hello back. So don't forget to tag your friends in it. Like I said, if you missed the beginning, please do tag your friends. And if there's anything that really resonates, get involved, join in with the chat and join in with the questions. So Lisa, I'm gonna do the Michael Aspel moment now, the big red book. So tell for people who don't know you, could you tell a little bit about how it is that you work with people and what it is that you offer?
Yeah, sure. So, well, I'm an inner harmony and happiness mentor and the founder of Raw to Pure. And my work's kind of based around helping people, supporting them to nourish their nervous system and build resilience to help sort of navigate life's challenges, basically. It was sort of born from my own sort of struggles. I think that's it. We all have our own challenges. And then that sort of prompts us to do something. So, yeah, and I thought all the things that's kind of worked for me, if they work for me, then I sort of made a promise to share them and hopefully support others. So that's where it sort of started from.
Amazing. So you are absolutely the right person to have on this evening, because the energy is wild at the moment.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of things going on. If you've been outside in the UK and had a look, it's evening time now. The moon is up. We've got a full moon in Aries. There's an awful lot of energy and activity happening. And as we're getting closer to Halloween and Samhain and kind of the veil getting very, very thin, I don't know how the energy's affected you. Has there anything been happening to you, Lisa, before I give a little moon update?
Yeah,
How have you been finding it?
Well, I have been tracking the cycles. That's one of the things that I've been sort of working with in the lunar cycles and things and looking for patterns. And around the full moon, often I do have trouble sleeping, very tired, like in general, no matter what the sort of astrological sort of full moon. And I found my time is like the dark moon, sort of just before new moon. That's when I find I need to go inwards and retreat, but I'm at my most creative. So I seem to get a lot done productively. But yeah, it's really interesting once you start sort of working with the cycles, how it affects you. And I thought that was perfect because my biggest fear is like visibility. So doing something like this is honestly my worst nightmare, sort of when you said, and then I was like, oh, it's full moon in Aries. That's all about, yeah, being courageous and coming forward. And I thought, yeah, it's a good chance to share and sort of share some gifts. So yeah, perfect timing.
Oh, amazing. So do say in the chat how you've been affected by it, whether you're noticing things, because as we start to develop and unfold and our sensitivity increases, we might start to find that we're more affected, or actually whether we're more aware of it. But it's certainly very interesting. More and more people are talking about being in tune. And I can't wait to get talking to you about nervous system regulation, because there's so much research now which is coming to light about the effect of the nervous system and the vagus nerve and all of these things. And I'm an SEN parent, and so I'm acutely aware of kind of nervous system regulation in myself and my small people, and how important that is and what a difference that can make. So we're going to talk about that. But if there are any Arians on, anyone who's an Aries, if you've got Aries in your chart, please do put a comment on and just let us know how you've been affected by it, because you guys are going to be facing hitting it a little bit stronger. But generally speaking, if we think about what's going on at the moment with Aries, and kind of what's going on in the energy, this is all about being brave, being courageous. And I just was describing it today to somebody as being like opening up your wardrobe and getting rid of everything that you don't love anymore, getting rid of everything in your wardrobe that doesn't fit, that needs repairing, that you just don't like anymore, that you've been holding on to. And it's just chucking it all in the virtual energetic black bin bag and taking it down the charity shop and getting rid of it, and making a really strong intention for who you want to be, what you want. The manifestation energy at the moment is what I'm going to. So my car kind of exploded and went to the big car garage in the sky at the weekend. And within 48 hours, I've manifested an amazing car. The manifestation energy is crazy at the moment. So that can be very positive. It can also, it's a little bit of an invitation to just examine where your energy is looking as well. That if you're being drawn into, and goodness knows there's a lot going on in the world at the moment. There's a lot of things in flux, but just be mindful of where you're putting your attention at the moment, because what we focus on multiplies and amplifies. So just be very mindful, and make sure if you're feeling a little bit unsteady or a little bit untethered or a little bit snappy, because sometimes, we can get into communication misunderstandings in this particular kind of cardinal fix energy, and it can be quite raw. Just ground yourself and just remember, be kind. We're all doing our best, because obviously the Aries is quite go, 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 get it done. So let us know how everyone's been getting on. Tina's been loving it. Tina's been loving the energy. Well, it's really good, Tina. I'm pleased that you've been enjoying it, Tina Codling. But yeah, let us know if anyone's been experiencing anything. So Chrissy is a Pisces. Okay, so yeah, you've been experiencing this as well, even though you're deep water sign. Finishing up old stuff this week, ready for the moon tonight. So it's, oh, Chrissy, okay, so where you're from, it's noon. Yeah, Sheila's been experiencing some of that energy as well. Yeah, really interesting. Jessica's been drained. I think we're going to talk a little bit about that, aren't we, with some of the kind of techniques and things that you've got to support things like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to talk to that. See, Chrissy's loving it. Thank you. So keep on joining in with the energy. Shanice's feeling down. Isn't it fascinating how everyone's affected in a different way by it? And what I would say is, if anyone napping Taurus, your Taurus, Tanya, if anyone is a spiritual worker, a light worker, a medium, a healer who's on the show this evening, who supports other people, just bear in mind that you might be called upon to support people a little bit more. You might need to be a little bit more direct with kind of how you're helping them. Certainly for me, I know I've been doing a lot of permission giving the last couple of days for people, which is kind of say, well, why can't you do that? And what's holding it? And why are you telling yourself that story? And so it's been quite interesting. That's been a lot of the energy, kind of giving people permission to say, I'll be your spiritual best friend and give you a bit of a kick up the bum to say, get going. So Lisa, do you want to talk about some of the things that you offer, or it might be interesting just how you kind of got into, how did you get to this?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, because kind of the background kind of explains sort of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So no, that would be good, because my whole sort of working background is in accounting, something completely different. And I was so analytical, and everything else, I thought was all woo-woo, and it was so out of my reach. And then about 13 years ago, I had an accident when my little boy, he was 18 months, and it was just in a fun factory, like a bore pool sort of area. And I ran into a beam and hit like my third eye area. And then I started sort of collapsing every week. And yeah, to keep it sort of short, I ended up with a chronic health condition known as
Goodness.
POTS, and I had to have spinal surgery,
Oh
and
my
they sort of
goodness.
said I wouldn't walk again. Then that was sort of a catalyst for other events, because then that led to sort of divorce and losing my house and losing sort of self-confidence and self-worth and everything that, you know, kind of goes with it. So you know, it was a real downward spiral, and yeah, I could have sort of easily given up. And that's when essences sort of came into my life. That was the starting point, with sort of flower essences. And I thought, oh, you know, I've got nothing to lose. Let's just sort of give them a go. And oh, it was just my new passion. That was it. It supported me so much, like emotionally, mentally, and physically, because I think, although, you know, the flower essences are for the emotional and
Mm.
mental, a lot of our physical sort of stems from from that. So yeah, I mean, I still have a wheelchair, but I'm, you know, I'm walking around and everything. So the flower essences were great. So I started training in the Findhorn flower essences,
Mm.
which are made in Scotland. And then I kind of got the bug, so I went on to learn about the Australian bush and Batch and all of the others. So essences were sort of the starting point, and I did kind of make a promise at that point, because I was at a real low point, and I thought,
Mm.
if they support and help me, then that's what I want to do. That's going to be my promise, to just share them like with the world, and just if they can support, you know, one other, then that's it. So that was the end of my accounting path, and my life's taken a completely different direction. So
Wow.
that's the sort of background. But the POTS, which is
Mm.
the condition I've got, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, it's all to do with the nervous system. So that's when, oh, I can see Trevor's just popped up. Use Batch
Mm.
nighttime remedy. Oh yeah,
Mm.
that's a favorite. I love that one. Yeah, so it is, managing my nervous system is like a big challenge for me on a daily basis in both extremes. If I get too excited, or if I get too sort of nervous, either way, it just dysregulates, and it just triggers like the pot seizures. So that's when I started really looking into the nervous system. And just looking at that comment, yeah, it is normally trauma, isn't it, that
Mm.
lights up. And I'm so grateful. That's the thing. You think it sounds daft to be grateful for an accident, but if I hadn't have had that, I wouldn't be on this path. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, so I just started looking at the nervous system. What ways could I help to just regulate it? And the more and more I sort of researched, and I started to do consultations with clients and people coming to me, and I thought, even other issues, everything seemed to come back to the nervous system. It just seemed like the core of like everything. And I thought, oh, there's, you know, there's something here. So I'm a bit like a dog with a bone, and I, you know, kept on looking and researching things and trying different things. So that's why Raw to Pure was birthed. It's basically all the kind of tools and techniques that supported me, that I share. And a lot of people, they sort of say, well, how do you know, like, if you're in dysregulated,
Mm-hmm.
kind of, you've got a dysregulated nervous system? But I think it displays in so many ways, like not being able to sleep, or anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
you know, sort of fear, stress, worries, or if there's trauma kind of held, sort of stuck in the body, anything like that can dysregulate. And so many, like from talking to people, we're walking around daily with a dysregulated nervous system, basically. And you know, it's not to say, you know, as a harmony and happiness mentor, it's not to say we're always going to be in that state. You know, we're still living, we've still got stresses and challenges, but it's all about my work's kind of being able to come back to that center, that sort of point of balance, in coherence, and not getting stuck in emotions. So
Mm.
yeah, that's what kind of my work's all around. And I think,
Amazing.
yeah, I didn't really understand fully. I think with the nervous system, I always thought the kind of fight or flight, like you're
Mm-hmm.
always trying to
Mm-hmm.
calm the nervous system. But since dealing with mastering it and keeping it kind of regulated, it made me realize there's the both, you know, both ways. And we need it to be active, and we need it to be resting in certain sort of situations, but it's all about bringing it back, not getting stuck, and being able to bring it back. So that's what I try to do, is kind of yeah, support people to get over any sort of disharmony, and just bring it back, and find those little pockets of happiness that are there, even in the darkest times. There's always those kind of pockets to hang on to in the present. So yeah, that's kind of
Amazing.
how I started, if you like, yeah, where it all came from.
Wow, what a story. You're getting so much love in the comments for your
Oh,
story, and you know, that vulnerability. Because
oh.
because it's really important. And as you beautifully said, you know, for you to be able to be very vocal and upfront with the tools, like, this supported me because, and I
Yeah,
think find that so refreshing, so refreshing. You know, our mess is our ministry, and that's, you know, the thing that we're here to help with is our own story, and that's what we're here to help people with. Beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. We're going to get on to kind of looking at the nervous system and some tools that you use and anything
yeah,
like that. If you've got questions, you know, you have an absolute certified expert in front of you, people. So if you've got questions, please do pop them in the chat. We're going to get to them. It's really, really good question. A really good comment you put there,
that's
Chrissy.
great. Yeah,
Oh, if only in schools. I must admit, my children's
yeah,
school are pretty good. They do kind of a mindful moment and they try and do things with children, but it's just very time and very limited. But yeah, if it could be taught, it'd be amazing, wouldn't
definitely, definitely.
it? So for people who don't know, most people here, I'm assuming, would know what flower remedies and essences are. But would you be able to give us like a flower essences 101? What are they all about? How are they made? And yeah. Oh, yes. Sorry, I've just been reminded. Absolutely. I'm really into this. I want to hear all about Lisa. If people would like a reading, I am going to be doing some readings for people I'm drawn to. But you know how this works on SPTV. We can offer these for free. We never charge you
Oh,
for a reading, but in order to do that, please do interact. Share it if you feel cool to do that. Invite your friends on, and put your questions in there. I tend to be drawn to the people who are interacting in our conversation. Sorry, Lisa.
oh, not at all, not at all. I was just reading Laura's. Yeah, I sort of get that. I've been in those
Mm.
shoes. Yeah, that's
Yeah. So sorry, would you be able to talk a little bit about flower essences, flower remedies, what
yeah,
they're about,
sure,
and how they
sure.
work?
Yes, that's it. Well,
How
that's
do they work?
because I was very reluctant, like coming from the accountancy background. I'm like, I'm not sure. I need to know the science. How does this? How does this work? But yeah, I mean, they do. I'm literally like living proof that they really do make a difference on, yeah, sort of emotional and mental level. So they've all every sort of flower, sort of tree has its own vibration. It's kind of a unique signatory sort of energetic, and that's what so different flowers help to bring you back into balance with certain things. So for example, probably best with an example, if you're feeling overwhelmed, like at the
Mhm.
moment, I think a lot of people that are coming, they're just feeling overwhelmed either with, responsibilities or caring for others or, things like that. Then the elm essence
Mm.
can help with that. So it just helps you, where I was saying, bring you back to the point of balance. If you've got knocked from your center, it just helps to sort of bring you back, bring back into balance is the best way I would use to describe them. So they're made, the flowers are sort of popped in a bowl of water
Mm.
and they're kind of solarized with the sun, or you can get moon essences that are popped out, under the moon. So many different ranges, different producers have different ways. And then the water has a memory, and the water takes on
Mm.
the energetic frequency of the flower. So each flower sort of does different things, but it's really nice to work intuitively as well, which I found to start with. You've got the book and the repertoire, and they sort of say what flowers are for what, but it's really nice. Some of the best sort of results have been when, just sort of show pictures of the flowers and let them speak to you and see which
Mm.
flower you're drawn to. And then, yeah, people often pick like what they need. And it might be that they can't verbalize what's going on, but the flower that they pick, it really does, yeah, it sort of resonates with them, which is lovely.
Wow.
So yeah, there's so many different ranges out there now. That's why I'm forever studying, because there's so many essences, even down to animal essences. I've just been taking a sloth essence lately, where they're
Wow.
channeled essences, because I've got so much fire. That's why with like the Aries, I'm like go go go, but then I'll burn myself out.
Right.
So I have to be careful, like managing the nervous system. So I was really reluctant to take it because I thought I don't want to be like a sloth. I don't want to like slow down and be lazy, but it just brought everything. I've been so much more productive. I've like taken more breaks, but when I have been working, I've got more done. It's incredible how they work. Yeah.
Wow, I've never thought that. That's got to be a first. I've never heard of
Yeah.
sloth essence before. And
Yeah. That's it.
I kind of had a raised eyebrow for a minute. I thought, well, how on earth did they get that? But now I understand
Yeah.
how
And
it's
then you can
made.
get like environmental essences or, gem
Wow.
essences and elemental. So at the moment, because I've got so much fire, and with the
Mhm.
full moon in Aries, I've been taking a water essence
Right.
just to kind of keep that fire under control. Oh, husband has a sloth guide. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how you work with crystals as well, because I know you sell some beautiful things. Yeah. Oh, we've got a lot of questions.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
sorry.
Okay, we've
I think
just
when I'm talking, I'm not looking at the comments so much. Yeah.
we've just been told how many questions are actually there, and we will try and get through as many as possible. Do you know what? I knew you would absolutely spark people's imagination, Lisa. Amazing. So we've got Rebecca. What I'm going to do, Rebecca, is I'm going to pull a card for you as well, if that's all right for you, Rebecca. Whilst Lisa's just having a bit of a think about whether you can get any kind of like 2-minute wisdom for Rebecca. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's difficult because you can't see Rebecca, but Rebecca Woodley. The card that I've pulled for you, oh, brilliant. The card that I pulled for you is Seek. So this tells me that you're definitely on that searching path. You're definitely asking questions about your patterns, about things that have happened to you, your life path, your purpose. You're also asking a lot of deep, meaningful, searching questions about spirit as well, and the nature of energy and the nature of vibration and spirit communication. So this is also letting you know that don't be quick to go outside of you to look for those. It's about looking within. It's about lighting that candle of light within you to just understand what is going on in your life and what it is that you need to kind of cut away, what it is you need to cut back on, and what it is you need to focus on. So I hope that makes sense for you, Rebecca. Super. Lisa, have you got any thoughts
Yeah.
on that?
I think what I'd add to that, where you feel the vibration, you don't always have to know. So if you're feeling nervous, it may be that, there's reasons and you know why you're feeling that nervous, or it could be like unknown. But again, the essences do deal with that. So like you've got Mimulus, which is great for any kind of known fears or anything that might cause you to be nervous, or you've got Aspen if it's there and you feel the vibration but you don't know why, and it's sort of unknown. So it would still work on that subconscious level, so you don't have to know exactly what's going on or why you're feeling the way that you do. The essences still do their magic,
Wow.
which is good.
Amazing. We're going to put Lisa's website on as well. So if there's anything you think this is speaking to me, this is speaking to me, and I need to reach out to Lisa, we're going to put, sorry, your Facebook page. We're going to put your Facebook page on, Lisa. So if you've got any questions, ping over to Lisa.
Yeah,
Go and make sure you give her a like and follow as well.
oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I'd love to. Any questions?
Okay. So Elaine has been struggling with PTSD for 10 years. Your nervous system is shattered. Oh, goodness. Okay. Could you recommend an essence to take to help nervous system? Oh, she loves your story. Thank you, Elaine. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'd probably go with a blend there. I wouldn't like to, you know what I mean? Probably have a chat, just sort of have a chat over the phone, because with PTSD, it can be quite, there's lots going on there. And you can blend, I should have said that you can blend the essences. So rather than one individual, you can like blend them. And it's something like that. It would be like almost like the layers of an onion kind of peeling. So we would decide like, how do you want to feel in 2 weeks? What's the first thing? If you could feel better or something feel differently, then what would that be? And we'd kind of do a blend to deal with that first thing and then see what that uncovers. And we do it like slowly and gently, and see what comes up. So yeah, that would be a little bit more, but I'd love to have a chat, but that would be a bit more sort of complex, and doing it slowly, doing a layer at a time sort of thing.
Really important.
Yeah,
Beautifully described, Lisa. Actually, this is a complement, although we absolutely know that it works, and Lisa, she says, is living proof. This is a complementary
yeah,
pathway to take alongside traditional talking therapies and anything else which is kind of recommended for you. But yeah,
yeah.
super. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you for your question. Sending lots of love and support to you. And I know there's lots of support in the SBTV family, probably kind of coming and beaming its way over to you now. Super. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Really pleased that resonates with you. Bless you. Thank you. Let's see who else we've got. What other questions have we got? I think Ward asked a question about how do you use them. Yeah.
The main, I mean, when they were designed sort of Dr. Batch, it was to be taken orally. So a lot of them, you get them in dropper bottles and you just take drops under the tongue, or you can add them to your water bottle and
One in
like
my
sip
water
during the
bottle.
day. But yeah, that's it. But you can do so much more. You can apply them topically, and there's certain points in the body, like the batch essences, for example. There's a certain point on the body for each sort of essence to apply them like that topically. You can pop them in baths. Some of the nice ones like eros, for example, which is all about nurturing yourself and sort of self-love. You can add drops to the bath, or you can add them into your creams, like a hand cream or a face cream, and you can use them that way. If you don't want to ingest, you can pop them, make them up into like a spray bottle, and you can just sort of spray around your aura, or you can spray them on your points, like pulse points. Yeah, and they're completely
Wow.
safe. You can use them on animals and children, where they're natural, which is lovely. So you can use them to support in that way.
Wow, you need to get stuck into this ward. It sounds like this is something that appeals to you and piqued your interest. The possibilities are endless. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Right, I'm gonna no, no, it's fine. It's fine. So Tanya's got some okay. Um, oh goodness, Tanya. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, looking okay. So yeah, it is about it's about that journey, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Tanya, lots of support for you. Obviously,
Yeah, lots of love.
working really hard with spirit. Yeah. Bless you, Tanya.
Mm.
So Christine's got a really interesting question here. You mentioned caretaker. Or am I sandwiched in between my children and older mother? Any suggestions? So it sounds like you've got a really, really complicated, multi-layered energy dynamic going on at home. Before I pull a card, have you got any thoughts, Lisa, on this one? This is
There is,
complex.
because that's a really popular. I have a lot of people come that are caring in some way, whether it is children, elderly parents, and the things that come with that, like, forgetting to put yourself first, and sort of pleasing others at the sort of detriment at yourselves. And there's a really lovely blend by the Australian bushflowers. He recommends there's a carer's blend, which is a blend of several Australian flowers that help with all the things that come with it, feeling overwhelmed by the responsibility and the lack of self-love you might be having towards yourself. So yeah, it's a lovely sort of blend that encompasses everything that comes with caring. So that would be good.
Lots of love to you, Christine. It's not
Yeah.
easy, not easy at all. But that's a really lovely suggestion for you to go and investigate and just see if flower essences work for you. Okay, so the card that I've pulled for you is the Soul Family card. This is a really, really beautiful deck. Oh, sorry. So quick. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm desperate to hear more from Lisa. The Soul Family card that I had for you, Christine. So the Soul Family is about, don't forget your support network. It's about calling in those people, and they can be seen and unseen. They don't have to be physically people that live near to us that we can meet up with. They can be people in support networks, formal groups, but it can also be from our spirit team, from people who we can call in and come and be around us to support people. So rather than it all coming from you and your energy and having to be in 1,000 places, I find angels are really beautiful to work with in this particular energy. So asking an angel to come and sit with people while you're not there to kind of occupy that space. And it's amazing how many people report back. In fact, I had a message the other day from a really beautiful lady who reported experiencing an angelic presence even in a hospital ward. So please do call in that support network, and also for yourself as well. So this is about physically finding your tribe, and there are a lot of support networks out there. And if you've got some spiritual friends that you can go and get your toes in the soil, or go down to the sea, or go and get near water, however it is that you find yourself grounding, it's really, really important while you're doing all of this juggling. While you're doing your kind of Two of Pentacles on the shore, you've got to make sure that you're connected with people. So, Christine, I hope that resonates with you, my lovely, and you'll go and investigate that flower essence. Super. Oh, you're asking, calling them in. Yeah, brilliant. You're already doing everything you need, but just remember yourself in all of this as well, Christine. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, we're going to get some more questions in. So we've already had carte blanche from Richard as well. Just to let you know, he's like, yeah, we can go over. I think we might go a little bit over. So please bear with us, but please do keep sharing and putting your comments in. If you haven't already, go and check out Lisa's Facebook page, Raw to Pure, and go and give her a follow and a like.
Oh gosh.
Okay. You okay? Have you got a thought on this one from Julie? You said if you
Green
just lost someone.
aventurine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
green
crystal?
aventurine pops in sort
Mhm.
of straight away, because that is it's known as the.
So it's just so Julie's talking about she's lost someone close to her. So which crystals will help me get over this grief? Oh, bless you, Julie.
Yeah. So green aventurine is known as like the heart comforter sort of stone. So any kind of loss, be it sort of grief in that way, or even sort of loss of you know, a house or something different, but any kind of grief whatsoever, the green aventurine is a really soothing, comforting kind of stone for the heart. So that would be a good, and then all of the kind of your own kind of self-love, so all of the kind of rose quartz, rhodonite, anything to just, yeah, sort of look after yourself and work
and Apache tears work. Apache tears are very good for grief. Is there an essence that you'd recommend for grief, deep grief?
There's a lovely blend by Findhorn which is called Take Heart, and that's for heart support. But initially, I don't know, yeah, you said you've just lost. I was going to say initially I would always give Star of Bethlehem, because that just helps to that first layer, you know, of any kind of shock, grief or trauma. Just helps to take that out of the body, and then and then follow with the kind of Take Heart. But yeah, Star of Bethlehem, you can't go wrong. Or the good old Rescue Remedy, which is really underrated, but yeah, that's great as well in those sort of times.
I've got a vat of Rescue Remedy. I think I've got it in like every bag and
it.
everywhere. I've just got it dotted around. Sending lots of love to you, Julie, and lots of support for you. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of support in here. Take it gently and take it steady. Especially if it's early days, Julie. Spiritual healing is what, you know, and I know we're not talking about spiritual healing today, but it's all on that kind of vibration of that holistic healing. I find Reiki, spiritual healing, reflexology, whatever it is that involves the physical presence of somebody around you in your energy is very, very helpful as well.
Also, if I could just add quickly, I was going to say there's careful how I say it, Jinshin Jitsu. Don't know if you've heard, like finger holds. I'm not sure if that's something people might have heard of, but you literally just hold your finger. So each finger is a different, so sadness and grief would be the ring finger, if you like. So you just hold with the other hand for as long as you need, and it just helps. It just works with all the energy meridians and energy centers. I'm not trained in Jinshin, but I know it works with all the centers. So basically the thumb is worry, which I always remember because little ones kind of sucking their thumb if they're worried. So it's worried, fear, anger, sadness, and sort of overdoing, sort of doing too much. So if you've got any of those emotions, you can just sit literally and hold your finger, either hand, just for as long as it feels. Sometimes you feel a bit of a pulse that will then sort of subside when you've kind of come back into balance a little bit, but that's a good one. I was holding my fear before this because I haven't done anything like this before. You couldn't see, I was out of screen, but I was doing my little bit of Jinshin at the beginning.
Oh, bless you. And I said to Lisa, there is no better audience than the SBTV audience, because I know everyone just absolutely loves it. I've got a feeling this is going to be a video that you're going to want to bookmark, because you're going to say, oh, what was it Lisa said about something? And you're going to want to bookmark and fast forward through to this bit to hear it. We need you in our pocket, Lisa, just walking around with us, just telling us all the things we need to do. Amazing. Oh, Julie's really appreciated that. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go to another question from Electra. Electra, I'm not doing messages of mediumship. I'm doing card pulls, but I will pull you a card now. Electra has said, hi Lisa, which crystal would you suggest for myself being an empath to maybe help control over how emotional I am? Oh, well, I'm also going to say, please don't control how emotional you are. You're an empathic, sensitive, beautiful energy being. That is your vibration. I remember being told to stop crying whenever I was connecting to spirit. But for me, the power of that love, when you touch that vibration, just spoke to my energy, and I just couldn't contain the tears. And it wasn't overwhelmed tears. It was just an outpouring of love as I was connecting into my heart energy center. So depending on the context of what you're talking about, Electra, don't hold it back. We can just learn to work with it and ground ourselves and center into it. I'm going to give you a little card pull from the Sacred Rebels, because I think it's calling. Oh, beautiful. You're getting the manifestation card, the spirals of manifestation. This is about you, exactly as we were talking at the beginning. Make a plan. Ask your higher self, ask your spirit team, what is it I need for this next level of my spiritual unfoldment? How, you know, in terms of your empathy, how can I work with this? Help me work with it. Help me to use this as a vehicle to connect with people that need my help. Manifest it, bring it to you, because it's all there ready. You just need to ask for it and give yourself permission. Thank you, Electra. Lisa, what's your thought?
Yeah, I'd kind of go with what you said there. Like, if the emotions come, I think there's a place for, you know, all the emotions. But if I was going to suggest, maybe I go with something like lepidolite, which just helps you to be sort of in the present moment. So if those emotions, like in the moment, it's fine to feel like that, but if you're finding you're a little bit stuck there, it just helps to bring you back to the present moment. So if it's emotions from the past or worrying about something about the future, then that would just help to bring you back to the present. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I find amethyst just works with me with my empathic, just because amethyst just
Yeah.
works. It's just kind
Yeah.
of a bit of a go-to for me. Yeah, lovely. Oh, thank you, Electra. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you ever so much for your question and comment. You've still got time to put your questions and comments in. We're drawn to whichever ones kind of spark our interest, and I know there's loads of people making comments, so please do keep commenting. Hi, Matt from Kent. Hello. Really nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Really good to have you with us. And yep, Shalina's saying, yep, reflexology. It's funny, isn't it? How all these meridian lines, you were talking about the hands and the fingers, but you know, the feet and all of that is all connected. Amazing. Thank you. Super. So I was going to ask a question, Lisa, around there's lots of people here who we've already kind of started on that around supporting family. And I know there's a lot of people here who support children. And there was a beautiful comment around what can we do if we know sensitive, which there are many, many people being born onto the earth at the moment who are very sensitive. How do we support them? How do we support those sensitive children?
Yeah, I think that's really important. Like, I think that's not always kind of recognized, that there's so many that are special and they've just got it can be over sensory and things. So depending what's sort of going on, there's essences and crystals that could help with if it's kind of an over sensory thing, especially in the school kind of environment. Again, there's if it's like friendship groups and things like that, or people that tend to sort of pull back. But I think I like to work with parents and the children. I think it's really important, that connection. And I think we kind of feed off very often. If there's like a nervous system thing going on with the child, it could be from, the family environment. And obviously, where we've got that loving connection, sort of mother and child, we do kind of feed off. And I found that in the last sort of, 10 years, when I was sort of in that sort of downward spiral, because when I had the accident, my son was 2.
Of course, gosh.
And he would pick up, and we would like be feeding off each other. So unless you kind of deal with both the nervous systems, you know what I mean, you've got that kind of stuck in a little bit of a loop sort of thing. So I think it's important to work together and to teach it to both. I did do a few little, like before COVID, sort of meditation sort of clubs at a local first school, and that was lovely to do that. So and again, they love the crystals, they love the essences. We brought in tapping and things like that the children and parents could do sort of together, or at bedtime, tapping on points and just opening up that discussion. And yeah, that was really lovely. So I got known as the was it the crystal lady with the magic drops, they called me. So I love that title. Yeah. So
oh wow, well, that's some good marketing right there, isn't it?
I
That could
think
be that's beautiful,
I think it's really important, yeah, because we do feed off of each other. And then, I mean, some of the things I use, one of the 7 is glycans, which I know is bringing in something completely different, but it's kind of high vibrational, like nutrition, and that's great. I mean, it literally lights up your cells and helps with nervous system and cell to cell communication and things. So there's products that have got these glycans in that have helped yeah, a lot of children, that some that couldn't even leave the flat because their anxiety levels and things, they they can't go to school, couldn't go outside, any digestive problems because of the dysregulated nervous system, and it's started to gradually sort of help correct all of those things. So there's lots
it's really
of
interesting to talk
there.
about that. It's really interesting to talk about the digestive system, because they're starting to identify actually how linked that is to our emotions and our nervous system. And it was one of the first questions the doctor actually asked as we were going through a diagnostic process was, do you have a history of digestive issues and IBS and that kind of thing? And there was like tick, tick, tick. And you talk about POTS and all these other kind of things. It's the comorbidity is really interesting. My goodness, we're gonna have to have you back on to talk about nutrition, because that's a whole other thing. Amazing. Hello to Joseph on Facebook. If you're new, Joseph LaMonica, nice to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is resonating with you, I'm sure it is. If there's somebody you think needs to see this, then please do share it with them or tag them in it so that they can come back and watch it, because I'm absolutely convinced that some of the stuff that's being spoken about is going to resonate with lots of people. You're going to touch a lot of lives, Lisa. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay, Judith asked an interesting question. So we're going to take Judith's question, then I'm going to try and do a couple of lightning readings to get through as many as I can, because I know you've all been interacting and asking some amazing questions. So Judith's question is, can pharmaceuticals have interactions with flower remedies?
yeah, no, that's what's so lovely. The where the flower remedies are natural, because I was on, you know, a lot of sort of pharmaceutical conventional medication as well, with my condition, but they just complement. There's no sort of contraindications. You don't, the only thing I would say is they do contain a small amount of alcohol, like normally brandy as a preservative. So if there's anything around sort of, you know, sort of alcohol and sort of thing, but apart from that, they just complement. And we sort of found that they, what you might find, and it's not, but that you need less of the conventional pharmaceutical. So, like for example, I've gone down from 4 steroids down to 1.5.
Wow.
With a combination of the essences and the other things, the glycans, and you know, all the different tools and things. So what you might find is you need less of, like, the pharmaceuticals, but yeah, there's no sort of contraindications.
Brilliant. Fantastic question, Judith. Hopes that piques your interest to go and check it out, Judith, and have a look at it. Amazing, amazing, amazing. No one has seen Lisa, but if you've ever seen her working at a Mind Body Spirit show, and she's on a stand and she's got all of the things and the crystals and the sprays and everything, and she's going 1,000 miles an hour. So when I actually found out about your story and started reading and researching and talking to you about it, I just could not believe, you know, the trajectory of your healing journey, because you go at 1,000 miles an hour when you're on a stand all day talking to people. And yeah, amazing.
And it's not to say, I think that's important. So we're all on a, you know, I'm still a work in progress, you know, and there is some weeks I can't even move my head. Do you know what I mean? So it's not, I always say that because I think sometimes if people are, you know, like people tonight and their stories, it's important to sort of say if they're in that dark sort of space, in that it's not, you know, we don't, if we're always waiting for that perfect, you know, easy life, it doesn't. It's finding those little moments of happiness, even in those sort of darkest times. So yeah, I still have my struggles. I still have weeks when I'm sort of bedridden. But then it's seeing those pockets. Like I've got friends that, you know, they come and they literally drag me on a towel to the bathroom. You know, that's what happens. But then I think, well, that is kind of, you know, I'm really grateful for that. Or, you know, if I'm lying in bed and I just can't even move my head, but then we've got like the lovely full moon like tonight, it's, you know, there's still little things you can kind of hang on to. And I think that's important. And then gradually those kind of micro pockets get bigger and bigger when you start seeing those little things, those little things that put a smile on your face or make your heart feel a bit lighter. Then gradually those pockets expand and you sort of get more and more. But yeah, it's not, you know, people that are in that sort of place, it's yeah, it's not all kind of happiness. That would be not good for the regulation, the nervous
It's
system.
like you say, it's that balance.
You know what I mean? If you were completely in a happiness state 24/7,
you'd be delirious.
be able to sort of flip but come back. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. Really, really important. It is inspiring. Elaine Powell said it's really inspiring. And somebody previously, apologies if I missed your name, is starting on a course of all of those kind of back remedy already. So is really enjoying. That's it. Marie Line on Facebook started Flowers of Dr. Bach, Star of Bethlehem, Olive and Oak. So you're already preaching to Marie Lynn. Hello to Linda.
Lovely. I was going to say Olive's lovely, where a few people have said they're quite tired, you know, with the full moon. Olive's great if you're feeling a little bit exhausted and tired. So that would be be a good one.
Beautiful, beautiful. If you do want a reading, I'm about to start doing some readings. So Laura on YouTube, Laura on YouTube, who's feeding the squirrel on your profile picture, which I absolutely love. I'm going to give you a quick card pull. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is the perfect card for Aries. You've had from the Work Your Light Oracle deck, just say yes. This is a very, very, very positive affirmation card. So if there is something which you are pondering, you are thinking about, you are being called to, you're being drawn to, you feel a knowing in yourself, this bubbling up, this rising, this is a massive permission card, because sometimes we don't have those people who are able to be our spiritual cheerleaders. Sometimes because of the nature of what's going on around us, it's difficult and complicated, and we're just not able to access that energy ourselves. This is saying kind of call in that support, because if you're feeling it, then it's for you. If you're feeling it and it keeps coming to you and it's not going away and you're being really drawn to it, this is a very gentle nudge. It can be as gentle or strong as you want from the spirit world, to say, please be cool to it. And as I'm talking to you, I'm feeling a massive opening, a massive healing, a massive shifting. I'm almost seeing a wheel being turned in my chest like a cog. And actually, the more you turn it, the easier it gets. So I think this is a case of saying that first easy yes to something. And then more and more will start to catapult after that. It's a bit like a snowball or an avalanche effect. Once you start saying yes to things, it will get easier to say yes to other things. So start with the small ones. I hope that makes sense for you, Lisa. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Laura. I do apologise. You're Lisa.
Just looking at Laura's comment there, yeah, I charge mine under the moon, or even the sun. Sometimes I'll pop them out. Yeah, just pop them under the sun, or there is some sprays as well. I did make my own selenite
Nice.
sort of spray that I use to kind of just clear the crystals as well. Especially if they've been doing a lot for me, then I see got my golden healer today.
Oh,
That's the
lovely.
crystal that, yeah, if I'm nervous, I've always got that one. So he gets clogged up pretty quick, so I keep having to clear that one and charging it, yeah, under the moon. Which, yeah, tonight would be great to pop them out.
Yeah, it's very easy. You can put them on a windowsill. You can put them outside in the garden. Yeah, it's very, very easy to do that. Trevor, I don't think I've given you a reading before, Trevor. I'm going to draw you a reading, and thank you for the follow as well, Trevor. Yeah, if you do want to follow me, I'm Rev Ashley Oliver on all socials: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Come and find me and give me a follow. It's been really nice to catch up with you, Trevor, this week. So the card that I've pulled for you, Trevor. Oh, okay, this is really interesting. Hello from Heaven. Really, really, really lovely card. This is that confirmation from the spirit world that they are around you constantly, and they are giving you so much support and leaving you messages and leaving you confirmations on your path. And this is another really strong, and how amazing that so many of these cards have been very positive, encouraging cards. This is a very encouraging card from on that kind of parental vibration. This is very much around the kind of encouragement that you would get from a parent who can see a little bit further along the path and is using the weight of experience. So if there's somebody in the spirit world that you're constantly talking to, then this is a very strong feeling of we're around you and we can see the direction of travel you need to take. You need to have confidence and step forward because they love you and they believe in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes. So if you're asking for confirmation or signs, I'm also being aware of phenomena activity around you. I don't know whether that's something that happens. Certainly happens in our house. We get lots of raps and knocks and flashes and lights and all kinds of things. If that's something that you experience, just be prepared for that to happen with more urgency around you at the moment, because there's a very definite kind of spurring you on to take on a new challenge. There's a definite book opening, door opening, stepping forward, and spirit behind you 100%. So thank you, Trevor. Thank you for your connection and your Facebook friendship. Appreciate that. Super. Who else have we got? Hopefully that makes sense for you, Trevor. And I'm excited to hear how that's going to go for you. Okay. Good. Good. I'm really pleased that resonates, Trevor. And I love the hat. Oh, you're so welcome, Laura. So welcome. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to try and get a few. See how many I can do. It's your granddad. Bless. Okay, yeah. It's lovely energy. Really, really lovely. Very wise, gentle, lovely energy. Beautiful. Thank you, Trevor. Okay, let's see who else we've got. See who we've got. Yeah, and we've got Marion Walsh here. Hello, Marion. Lovely to have you with us on Facebook. Really nice to have you with us. And we've got Serendipity. You need to have friends who are exotic vets. You know what? It's brilliant. I'm going to go back later on with a cup of tea and I'm going to go through and read all of the comments, just see what you've been talking about, because it seems like you're having a great time. Shawana on Facebook, I'm going to give you a card draw for you. Beautiful Shawana Foster on Facebook. You have had the, oh, they're all falling out now. Oh, amazing. Every single journey starts with a single step. This is a really good card. This card It's very exciting. This is bringing in that fall energy in tarot. It's like the start of the deck, the start of the wheel is spun back round to the beginning again. There is so much potential in this card at the moment. It's saying new beginnings. Oh, thank you. New beginnings are around you. This is a massive, full-hearted, have courage, take that leap of faith. You'll be caught. Spirit are with you. But also recognize that it's a process, exactly as Lisa was saying. This is the start of a process, that this isn't going to be a, A to Z, you're going to get there really quickly. This is the start of a journey, but there is a really exciting new journey. It's just a case of starting somewhere and starting with whatever it is that lights up your heart and not overthinking it and not going too much into the intellectual. This is very much an emotional card, an energetic get started card. Hopefully that makes sense for you. Thank you, Shawana. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who's commenting this evening. Thank you so much. Have you enjoyed yourself, Lisa, this evening?
Yeah, I'm really surprised. I came on like petrified, thinking, "Oh, should I do it?" But no, it's been great. It's been lovely.
We're gonna have you. We're gonna have you on. We're gonna have you on again, because you're only down the road.
Yeah, that's
Relatively.
Brilliant.
So Marion Walsh. Oh, hello to Sherry Oliver as well. I'm going to give Marion Walsh a little card reading. And the card reading that I've picked for you. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, some of these cards coming out are absolutely humdingers. You've had a cleanse card. This is about you stripping away anything that does not serve you anymore. This is a very, very, very strong, cooling vibration around you because things are very hot. The energy around you is very, very hot, supercharged, exactly as Lisa was saying. It's too much, too fast, too hot, too energized. This is about cleansing, taking your energy to that place of tranquility, allowing yourself to lovingly, respectfully, but with very firm boundaries to allow to drop away, which is causing that over the revving of the engine. You're gunning the engine too fast. This is about stripping it away and giving yourself time to focus on what it is that nourishes and nurtures your body, mind, and soul. Because there needs to be some stuff that needs to change. There has to be some change coming in very, very strongly as I'm kind of feeling the energy come in. You've got a lot of support. You are asking for support. And it is coming, but it's time for clearing the decks. And that could be physically, like I said, chucking stuff out, getting rid of stuff which doesn't serve you anymore, getting rid of old photographs, old bits of paper, old stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, is holding your energy in a spiral. Or it could be an energetic cleanse. So doing all the things that support your body. Amazing. Have you got any thoughts on cleansing, Lisa? What's your...
Yeah, well, I was just what was coming to me then was I used to like this time of year isn't my favorite. I don't like the darker evenings, but I think the more I've been working with the seasons as well as the kind of lunar cycles, I just appreciated that with the kind of like you were saying, letting go and all that. Because like in nature, the trees show us perfectly, don't they? They drop their leaves now, and then they sort of go within, and then they're ready to sort of bloom again in the spring. And I think it's quite important because we've kind of turned into a bit of like human doings, if you like, instead of human beings. And it's we're not meant to be on go 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 24/7, sort of 365 sort of days a year. So I think it's important to have those periods of letting go and maybe retreating a little bit, recharging, nourishing the system. And yeah, especially if you have got any challenges, if there is people with sort of the health challenges and things, it can be easy to just go out when you're feeling well, thinking you're kind of superwoman, and then not being consistent and sort of burning out. So I think that's really important to have those periods, like you said, of letting go, clearing, and just recharging and re-nourishing our systems.
Yeah, because this is the start of the year. So Aries is the start, isn't it? So actually,
Yeah,
this is
that's
New
it.
Year.
Yeah.
This is effectively New Year, and certainly for anyone who's a pagan Wiccan druid, going into Samhain, this is New Year for us. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
There's a really lovely question from Lisa. So if we take a question from Lisa, and then I'm going to try and I'm going to beg forgiveness from Richard and Lisa. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to try and I'm trying to get through as many readings as I can, just to say thank you so much for your time. So have you got the really good question from Lisa? She does Reiki, reflexology, and hot stones for her energies. What's the best essence and crystal? Is this to support you with your Reiki and reflexology offering, or?
That's what I was going to ask. Yes. In what kind of way? Yeah. Because there's sort of crystals and essences that could help you like you said, with the offering. So there's a lot of things you can take or use kind of before, just especially if you're an empath, not to so you can be compassionate and do your work and let everything flow, but not take on, you know, sort of anything that might not be yours. So there's sort of essences in crystals to help with sort of that, or to clear sort of afterwards. For the clients, if it's for the actual person having the Reiki or reflexology, there's essences just to kind of open up, let the body be more kind of responsive. A lot of the essences, they help, and the glycans actually, they just help other holistic therapies kind of work a little bit better. It's almost like it gives the cells in the energetic body are sort of ready to sort of take it on board. So they work really well, sort of complement each other. So I'm not sure which way we were looking there, but there's for both, to support you as a practitioner, or
to support her.
So that would be important too. And there's crystals, there's things like I've got one. Have I got it on today? No, I haven't, because I make the crystals. I make I should have said, actually, I make them into bracelets, because that's when I had the spinal surgery. That's how I got into sort of crystals, because I was bedridden for 6 months and I was bored being a doer. Like lie there with my neck brace. So I did loads of crystal courses, and I started to make the bracelets for my own sort of what was coming up, sort of symptoms and emotions. And so I've got one that's kind of a tiger eye, hematite, and black obsidian.
Wow.
It encompasses all of that, helps to keep you grounded if you were doing like your Reiki work, helps to protect your energy. And there's lots of ideas, lots out there.
I'm a big fan of quartz. I've got my my quartz ring that I wear when I'm doing my kind of spiritual work, just I find it's a really good catch-all, isn't it? And I like prehnite as well. That's a really nice one that I like using.
I think the clear quartz is really underrated, isn't it? It's because it's not the prettiest people, but that's kind of like one of the master stones, isn't it? They're healing stones. And definitely.
Absolutely. It's almost like you put it on and you think, right, I'm doing my spirit work, even though we're doing it all the time. We never not. But I'm a massive fan of a crystal bracelet, because it's like sneaky magic, if you like, sneaky crystals, because it just looks really pretty. People don't know.
That's it. And you can go with what it's like a little sweet shop in the morning. So like today I've got the blue aventurine, because I thought throat chakra. I've got
nice.
Let's go with that. I've got my moonstone because of the full moon and everything going all a bit crazy. And then I've got some hematite on this side just to keep me sort of grounded and centered. So it's a great anchor, or depending what you've got on, it's another tool just to help.
Brilliant. Oh, lots of love from Lisa Bennett saying thank you. Oh, amazing. And James is your son's name. Hello. Hopefully that's helpful to him as well. Super. Thank you, Lisa. Who else would like a reading or a comment? Oh, we're going to come back to Jessica's comment, definitely, on YouTube, asking about restless legs. I know that affects people. I'm just going to see who I'm drawn to for a reading, but we're definitely going to come back to Jessica. Amazing. Rachel Perry, I don't think I've read for you. I'm just going to say Rachel Perry with Beautiful Doggo. Amazing. So you've had a really lovely card. Oh, 2 cards have popped out for you. Interesting. Balance card. The first card that came out was the Peace card. The second card that came out was the Courage card. Oh, interesting. So you are in a threshold moment, Rachel. Rachel Perry on Facebook, you're in a threshold moment. This is around you finding what it is you need to say, and how to move forward, and being very purposeful and very driven. And again, it's around that Aries courage. So take a little bit of this full moon Aries courage to move forward, but at the same time, not sacrificing your own peace. So not getting into that, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is a very warring energy. It can be, if it's out of control, if it's unregulated, it can be quite an aggressive, confrontational energy. So this is just reminding you to please keep it in balance. Please don't burn yourself out, get drawn into other people's conflicts. As I'm saying here, there's a lovely lady from the spirit world who's coming around as well, who's got a very, very wise energy. And she was very good at calming people down, calming the situation down, quite matriarchal. She understood that there was a lot of conflict, there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of stuff happening, but she was very good at stepping in when she needed to, but also understanding that it just needed to play out. And that's very much the energy that I'm feeling around you. Hopefully this makes sense for you. I'm not going to get into it too much, but this is around holding your own boundary, holding your own counsel, having courage to say what needs to be said and to do what you need to do to support yourself. with whatever's going on with you, Rachel. I hope that makes sense for you, my lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for joining us this evening. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, lovely comment from Marie. Gosh.
wow.
Okay. Wow. So I'll just read
Wow.
it out very briefly. So Marie's really resonating with your story this evening, Lisa.
Yeah.
She had spinal surgery, and all of her spiritual gifts activated.
Wow.
Lisa, your twins. Go and find her on
Yes,
Facebook.
definitely. We need to connect.
Amazing. Isn't that really interesting? Isn't it? And do you know what? The whole spine is fascinating in terms of that Kundalini energy and the activation going
Yeah.
up the spine, and how many people experience things happening and activations up and down their spinal column when they're going through Kundalini awakening or spiritual awakening. Fascinating. 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 Um, Is there a chance we could go back to the question that was asked earlier on YouTube? Oh, thank you, Rachel. You're so welcome. Really glad it resonates with you. Yeah, hold your own counsel. So Jessica asked a question around nerve medications. When I try to stop taking nerve medications because they're considered a controlled substance, that's really hard, Jessica. I have a painful, restless leg and they jerk so badly. What can I do to ease the pain? But she's interested in exploring things which aren't medication. So you heard our kind of disclaimer earlier. This
Yeah.
is working with complementary medicine.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Lisa?
I think I would go where I mentioned sort of glycans earlier, because that was the missing link for me. You know, everything else was helping all on the emotional, mental levels, but I knew there was something missing on the physical as well for the limitation. So the glycans, they're not to get into detail, but basically every cell in our body is covered in these glycans. It's like a little forest. They're kind of 8 sugars that are on all our cells, and there's 8 sugars that we need, and we only get the maximum of kind of 2 from our food sources, and without them the cells can't communicate. So anything to do with that, like nerves, anything like that, so every biological sort of system in the body needs the glycans for the cells to communicate and to know what to do with certain vitamins, minerals, and it just sparks up. So I would really go, probably I'd say for that, where it's a more physical, I would go down the option of the glycans, because they do a range of products all containing the glycans, and there's ones that specifically for nerves, nervous systems, and yeah, I think that would be the key, because there's something misfiring. You know, it's something in the cell. Everything's down to cellular level, so it's something in the cell. So I think that's where I probably start. Yeah.
There we go, Jessica. You've got some homework to do. Connect in with Lisa and go and do some
Yeah, I
research.
can
I'm learning so
send
much
some
this
info.
evening.
Yeah, yeah, please do. I can send you over some info, just like, yeah, sort of what they are and how they can help. So
Amazing. Hopefully that made sense to you, Jessica. Thank you so much. I pulled a card for you, Jessica. And the Jessica I pulled for you card is embrace the feminine. Embrace the feminine. And this is coming from the Messenger Oracle deck. This is a deeply, deeply grounding, earthing, nature-based deck. And I was called to it. I haven't used it all night, but I was called to it for you, Jessica. So this is around using the earth to support you, the divine feminine, the deep feminine that lives within the earth. And I feel that there's a real calling there. And there's a reason why there's a lot of research into grounding maps and different things that people are experimenting on in relation to grounding the body and using the power of earth to relieve pain and tension and kind of re-regulate the body. It can be as simple as taking your shoes and socks off and going standing outside. Or it could be going and lying down on the grass, however it is that you need to. But there's this real embracing that deep feminine wisdom within you as well. I know we're coming into Samhain, we're coming into the time of Hecate, we're coming into all of that. But there's a real yearning to address the feminine wounding, the feminine relationship, the feminine energy, and getting ourselves back into balance. My heart's really going, getting ourselves back into balance. There's nothing wrong. This is not about, feminine good, masculine bad. This is about balance. We are energetically balanced people. And if you're all in your head and action and driven, this is about just redressing it and having that softness and that nurturing and that caring and being able to be supported. To addressing the divine feminine is about accepting that we can be supported and we don't have to be the supporter all the time, that we can yield. So hopefully that makes sense for you, Jessica, on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I'm getting the sort of elements there as well, if I can just sort of add, because I'm like,
yeah,
because I'm very much, I'm a lot of fire and air in my astrology, which is known like, like the masculine energies. So I have to work hard to bring in the earth and the water, because we need all four, sort of to be balanced. So like Jessica, I need to bring in those feminine, sort of energies, just to counteract that that masculine that's going on. So yeah.
And we carry a lot of feminine wounding as well,
Yes.
which is all about redressing it. So
Yeah.
just accepting, we've got
Yeah.
various different things around that feminine relationship. Yeah. We've been in that era for a long time, and it's redressing the balance. Super, super, super. Hello to Ashley, who's on Facebook. Hello to everyone who's joining us. If you're just jumping on, then you've missed an absolute humdinger of an evening this evening. You're right, Shalina. What a talk. It's been amazing. We're going to have Lisa back. She's going to talk about these little forests that live on our cells. I'm fascinated by it. We're definitely going to have you back to talk more on this, because we're all learning a lot.
I'd love to.
So Georgia May Windsor on Facebook. I'm going to give a reading for Shalina, if that's all right, because I appreciate that I have. Oh no, Shalina, I've pulled. It's quite a difficult one to see. Gorgeous ravens, the messengers of the spirit world, the messengers of the underworld. This is talking to that deep, deep, deep magic. So if you are somebody who is interested in ritual, ceremony, manifestation, anything that's like that in your energy, this is a real calling to say, bring it in. Magic doesn't have to be ceremonial things and complicated with wands and altars. It can be something as simple as creating an intention list. I'm a massive fan of manifestation boards, drawing that energy to. This is about working with your own magic. If you're a Reiki practitioner, sprinkle some magic into your cooking, into your bath water. I use magic in the shower, to kind of visualize cleansing and the water cleansing. This is about creating small moments of magic. Doesn't have to be a big ceremony. It can be small moments of magic layered up through your day, will make a massive difference. But believe in it, because there's a long lineage of spiritual people around you who are supporting you to make your life a bit more magical, fall in love with your life a little bit more. Amazing. Hopefully that made sense for you, Shalina. Thank you so much for being with us, for your comments and everything. Lovely. Thank you. So I'm going to, Marie's come back. She gives healing sessions now, tuning thoughts and prana. But if she gets tired or in pain, after I do protective boundaries of prayers, rituals and crystals, and do a salt bath for cleansing. Am I missing something? You're doing all of the things, Marie Lynn.
Well, yeah.
Is there anything you can suggest, Lisa? Or
I think the only thing not there would be the essences, because there's very many, which I know I've mentioned, but there's so many sort of protective, sort of like sacred energy, which is a Fintorn essence that you can spray around yourself and in the corners of the room before a session. You're doing so much, but that's an extra thing that might sort of help.
So just a thought, because this is about ground, and again we've talked about it, and I talk to people. I kind of teach healing, is that we're like a closed energy circuit. And if we don't connect to source, and if we don't ground ourselves into the earth, we're basically operating whatever residual energy is left inside our own circuit. And you shouldn't be depleted. You may be depleted if you've been talking to somebody. You might be sensory. I get very my sensitivity gets overwhelmed, but I don't get physically depleted. But I know I'm oversensitized and overstimulated, as Lisa was talking about earlier. Being at a psychic fair all day is a lot of sensory overwhelm for me. But my spiritual energy isn't depleted. I could do it forever. So have a think about that, Marie. Maybe there is some grounding that's being missed there. And frankincense, but I'm a massive fan of frankincense. Thank you. Super. I'm really pleased all of readings have resonated. Thank you so much for being with us, and for everybody. It has been a heck of an evening. I've absolutely loved having you on, Lisa. One more time, where can people find you? What's your Facebook page?
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been an honor to be here. Well, the website's a little bit, because I'm in the middle. Technology is not my superpower, so I have a lady who's helping me because my work's kind of evolved. So in the next sort of 2 to 3 weeks, the website will be launched. So for the moment, I would say for people to go to the Facebook page and sort of like or follow, and you can direct message me on there. And then once the website's ready, I'll be popping the launch and everything on my Facebook page. And I've nearly finished my ebook as well, which will be available from the website, just with a few like sort of 7 tools that you can sort of use to help. So if you go, I'd say go to the Facebook, because then everything will be feeding through there in the next sort of couple of weeks. Yeah.
Super.
Sorry, apologies. You
Lovely.
can hear my cat. It goes a bit crazy with the full moon. I've been trying to keep it quiet with biscuits and
It's your
things.
familiar. Yeah, you've got a talking cat, Lisa. You've got a talking
That's
cat.
it.
I
It's
love
now
that.
doing
Mum.
loops of the living room. Yeah.
Love it. It's all the energy from you folks. Thank you so much for being with us, Lisa. Thank you for
Oh no,
everybody
thank you
who's
for
been
having me.
here. Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're definitely going to have you back. Thank you to everybody who's watching. We can't do this without you. Your support, your love, your comments, just being part of this is really, really important. If there's any subject that you want to cover, oh, bless you. Thank you, everybody. I'm really pleased the reading resonated. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, please do get involved. You can kind of see the energy that we're bringing now to these Thursday evenings. The next fix you're going to get from SPTV is going to be on Monday morning with the lovely Karen. I think she's going to have another co-presenter on. I was very pleased to co-present with her on Monday. It was an absolute joy. Please do go and see her on SPTV on Monday at 10:30. Good night to everybody. Thank you for being with us. Go well. Enjoy the full moon. Enjoy the Aries power, whatever you're doing. And thank you so much, Lisa. Been an absolute joy. Thank you. Night, night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you.